Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Abundant Education Reading Class. Today, we're going to practice several important reading skills: sequence, inference, main idea, context clues, vocabulary, and point of view. Remember, good readers don't just read the words. They look for clues, think about what those clues mean, and connect ideas together. Let's begin. Once upon a time, a king and queen ruled the land. They had two children, Anne and Hank. One day, the queen woke up feeling sad. "Anne and Hank are growing quickly," said the queen. "I wish I had a painting of them the way they look now." The king asked to see painters. First, Painter Green came. The queen did not like his painting. Next, Painter Red came. The king did not like her painting. After that, Painter Yellow came. He dropped his paints on the floor. "This is not going well," sighed the king. At the same time, the children got out their own paints. First, Hank painted a picture of Anne. Then, Anne made a painting of Hank. The kids showed the paintings to the queen. "Perfect," she cried. At last, the queen was happy. Teaching. Did you notice some special words? First, next, after that, then, at last. These are called sequence signal words. They help us understand what happened first, what happened next, and what happened at the end. For number 1, in the third paragraph, we have first, next, and after that. In the fourth paragraph, we also see first, then, and at last. And what happens at the very end? The children show the queen their paintings, and she loves them. So we can write, "The queen is happy with the children's paintings." Great, let's keep going. Our next passage is called Grant's Trip. This time, we're practicing making an inference. Remember, an inference is something the author may not tell us directly. We use clues from the story and put them together. Read the full passage. Grant and his mom were taking a trip in June. Mom packed a tent, sleeping bags, and blankets. She packed cutoffs, t-shirts, and flip-flops as well. "Grant, please pack a coat and hat, and you need to bring a cap to keep the sun off your face," Mom said. Grant was mixed up. "Mom, will it be cold or will it be hot on our trip?" "It will be both hot and cold," Mom told him. "In the desert, it is hot in the daytime, but it gets cold at night." "We are going to an amazing place," Grant said. "This camping trip will be a lot of fun." Teaching. All right, what clues did we find? We heard tent, sleeping bags, blankets, t-shirts, flip-flops, a coat and hat, and a cap to keep the sun off. Then, Mom gives us another very important clue. In the desert, it is hot in the daytime, but it gets cold at night. Now, put all those clues together. Where are Grant and his mom going? They are going camping in the desert. That is an inference. We gathered several clues and figured out the answer. Now let's move to our next passage. Odd baby birds. Before we read, think about birds you have seen. What colors were their feathers? Let's read. Read the full passage. Waxwings are small songbirds. They have pale yellow bellies and yellow tips on their tail feathers. Some young waxwings are odd because they look different from their parents. Those young birds have tail feathers with orange tips. Scientists have discovered why. The answer has to do with food. Waxwings mostly eat berries. One kind of honeysuckle plant grows in some places. The plant's berries grow for just a short time. The berries have a strong red color. Some waxwings feed a lot of those red berries to their babies. Their babies might be growing tail feathers at that time. If they are, the red color settles in their tail feathers. Instead of having yellow tips like their parents, their feathers are tipped in orange. Teaching. Interesting. So why do some baby waxwings have orange-tipped feathers? It has to do with the red berries they eat while their tail feathers are growing.
Now, let's think carefully about the questions. For number 1, baby waxwings with orange-tipped feathers must eat one kind of red berry. For number 2, most adult waxwings have yellow tips on their tail feathers. Number 3 asks which question the passage answers. The passage explains, why do some young waxwings look different from their parents? And number 4 asks us what happens when red and yellow are mixed. From what we learned in the passage, they make orange. When you answer reading questions like these, always ask yourself, can I find evidence in the passage?
Ways dogs talk. Our reading strategy here is visualization. Visualization means making a little movie in your mind while you read. As I read, picture the dogs doing these actions. Read the full passage. Dogs use their voices and bodies to talk to people. Watch a dog's actions. You can learn to tell what it is trying to say. A dog shows when it is happy to see you. It looks at you and wags its tail, or it runs around quickly in circles. Some happy dogs will jump up on you. A scared dog acts differently than a happy dog. A frightened dog puts its tail down between its legs. Some scared dogs growl. Others try to hide. Dogs like being with people, so they try to get your attention. They tap you with a paw or place their head in your lap. They also might look at you and bark or howl. Dogs show when they want to be left alone, too. A dog that is upset will bare its teeth, or it will growl. Both are signs to stay away. Teaching. Could you picture some of those dogs? Maybe you imagined a happy dog wagging its tail, or a frightened dog putting its tail between its legs. Now, what is the passage mainly about? It is not only about happy dogs or scared dogs. The whole passage explains the ways dogs tell people what they want. That's our main idea. A happy dog might jump up on you. If a dog puts its head in your lap, it probably wants your attention. And a happy dog may wag its tail, while a scared dog puts its tail down. Visualization can really help us remember details like these. It is not easy living in space. I miss the feeling of grass on my feet and sun on my skin. I wish that I felt comfortable with the others on this ship. It is hard to have any loyalty for any nation. Life has been hard since the Nations War in 2430. No one knows what the future holds. I just hope that someday I can go home to Earth. The animals in the forest were meeting. They wanted to discuss the newest resident. They were not sure if they trusted this fox. He moved into the neighborhood very quietly. He kept to himself. He seemed to be alone. What was he trying to do? The animals were going to get to the bottom of it. Teaching. This is a very short passage, but there are some useful vocabulary clues. The animals discuss their new neighbor. What does discuss mean? It means talk about. The passage also says the fox is the newest resident. Another word with a similar meaning is someone who is new or recent to the neighborhood. And what does get to the bottom of it mean? It doesn't mean they are going to look underneath something. It means they want to find out more and discover what is really happening. So don't always take an expression literally. Think about what makes sense in the story. Now we have our longest story today. It's called A Morning in Maine. As we read, pay attention to what Cameron and Grandpa do, because afterward we'll answer true or false questions, vocabulary questions, and a question about point of view. What would you like to see if you traveled to Maine? Cameron,
called Grandpa. "Are you awake yet? It's almost 8 o'clock. We're wasting the day." Grandpa stood in the doorway. He wore faded blue jeans, a checkered shirt, and a big grin. "Grandpa," groaned Cameron, "it's the first day of my vacation. I never get up this early when I'm on vacation." "That's because you don't live in Maine," replied Grandpa, opening the shutters and letting the sun spill across the bed. "There is so much to do here that you won't want to miss a thing. Besides, I'm making blueberry pancakes. If you don't get up soon, they may not last." "Okay, the pancakes convinced me, Grandpa," said Cameron, swinging his legs out of bed. "I had a feeling they might," Grandpa chuckled. Over blueberry pancakes with warm maple syrup, Cameron and Grandpa discussed their plans for the day. "I'd like to do some exploring this morning," said Cameron, taking a gulp of milk. "Does that path next to the cabin go straight down to the beach? And how do you get to that little island with the pine trees? Do you think we could catch some fish for dinner?"
Grandpa laughed. "I thought there were a few things you might want to do today instead of sleep. Why don't we go for a walk on the beach after breakfast? Later, we can go fishing on the island." "Sounds good to me," said Cameron excitedly. Cameron and Grandpa did the dishes. Then they put on some old sneakers and followed the sandy path to the beach. The air felt crisp and warm. There was not a cloud in the sky. Cameron was a few steps ahead of his grandfather. He stopped to look at a pool of water that had formed between some rocks. "Look at this, Grandpa!" shouted Cameron. "It's like a miniature ocean." Cameron crouched down to get a better look. Grandpa peered over his shoulder. "There are so many little creatures in there," Cameron said. "How did they get there?" "It's a tide pool, Cameron," said Grandpa. "You'll see them all along this beach. They are my favorite thing to look for on my morning walks. You see, when the tide goes out, water gets caught in shallow pools. It's a pretty neat way to see a little slice of ocean life." Cameron nodded. "This is very cool," he said. "If we had stuff like this at home, I might actually want to get up early. I have a feeling this is going to be a great vacation." Great reading! Now let's check the important details. Cameron is visiting Grandpa in Maine, not Massachusetts, so number 1 is false. Grandpa wakes Cameron up, so number 2 is also false. Grandpa makes blueberry pancakes, so number 3 is true. They plan to go fishing later, so number 4 is true. Do they have to drive to the beach? No, they follow a sandy path, so number 5 is false. And Cameron notices the tide pool before Grandpa does, so number 6 is false. For number 7, Cameron wants to do several things. He wants to explore, go to the beach, visit the little island, and catch fish. Any one of those works. Now let's look at vocabulary. Convinced means changed someone's mind. The blueberry pancakes convinced Cameron to get out of bed. Discussed means talked about. Miniature means very small. Cameron calls the tide pool a miniature ocean. A tide is ocean water moving in and out. And shallow means not deep. Now, point of view. Does Cameron tell us the story using I and me? No, the narrator talks about Cameron, Grandpa, he, and they. So this story is written in third-person point of view. And finally, do we think Cameron lives near a beach? Probably not. The strongest clue is at the end when Cameron says, "If we had stuff like this at home," he seems surprised and excited by the tide pool, which suggests that he doesn't normally see things like this where he lives.
Excellent work today. Today we practiced a lot of reading skills. We used sequence words to put events in order. We made inferences by putting clues together. We found the main idea.
We practiced visualization by making pictures in our minds. We used context clues to figure out vocabulary. And we identified third-person point of view. Most importantly, remember this. When you answer a reading question, go back to the passage and find the clue that supports your answer. Great job today, everyone. Keep reading, keep thinking, and I'll see you next time in Abundant Education Reading Class.